Find x and y. This is the figure they gave us, and we're looking for length y and length x. First step is to break it up into two triangles, label the sides, and notice that these two triangles are similar. And we know that they're similar by the AA property, which says that if you could find an angle of one triangle congruent to the corresponding angle of another triangle, and find another angle of the triangle congruent to the corresponding angle of the other triangle, then that's enough to say that these two triangles are similar. And they're similar by the AA property. So now that they're similar, now that we know that they're similar, we know that the sides between triangles are proportional, which means that if I were to take the lengths of the three sides of the smaller triangle and multiply them by the same number, I should produce the lengths of the corresponding sides of the other triangle. So it's a number. I should be able to find a number that I multiply the three sides so it could become the three sides of the other triangle. So if you look at this 12 and this 24, how does the 12 become a 24? You multiply it times 2. So I should be able to multiply the y times 2 and make it become a y plus 20. Multiply this x by 2 and make it become an x plus 16. That number that I'm multiplying the three sides of one triangle so that it becomes the length of the three sides of the other triangle is called the scale factor. So we're going to be going from the smaller to the bigger. So the scale factor is 2, since 12 times 2 gives me 24. And 2 times y should give me y plus 20, and 2 times x should give me x plus 16. So the scale factor is 2. Now to find the x and the y, you set up a proportion. The way that 12 compares to 24 should equal the way that y compares to y plus 20. And the way that 12 compares to 24 is the same way that this x compares to x plus 16. So we set up a proportion. And as you set up a proportion for each of the variables x and y, let one of the comparisons, let one of the ratios be just numbers. So choose one side of the proportion to be just numbers. So this side of the proportion is going to be 12 over 24. So the way that 12 compares to 24 is the way that x compares to x plus 16. This is the proportion that will get us the x. So you cross multiply. Notice how we cancel the 12 here. Isolate the x's, collect the x's and isolate them. So I'm going to move this x over. So I subtract. So I have x equaling 16 units. Now set up the next proportion. Notice I could use the same ratio that I used for the x. So the way that 12 compares to 24 is the same way that y compares to y plus 20. Cross multiply. This time we're going to do the algebra a different way. We still get the same answer. We're going to go ahead and distribute the 12. Collect like terms, so I move the 12y over to the other side by subtracting. So I collect and combine. Now I solve for the y by dividing both sides by 12, and y is 20 units.